living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. For that we have each other, and we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise, oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
We join with other UUs in the tradition of inviting the gong 3 times. Once in remembrance of those who have lived, built, and nurtured this congregation before us. Once with appreciation for all of us calling this home today. And once with anticipation and hope for those who will be part of the congregation in the future. Good morning. It is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. My name is Kathy Mitchell, and I'm your service leader for today. We want to welcome everyone joining us online and in person to the Umpqua Unitarian Universalist congregation. We especially welcome those of you who are visiting for the first time and those recently new to us and returning again. We're so glad you're all with us here today. Everyone, please stay for coffee, tea, and conversation after the service so we can all get to know one another better. We begin our service with the acknowledgement that our congregation rests on the unceded lands of Indigenous people, including the Cow Creek Band of the Umpqua tribe. Their name graces our congregation and the river that flows through this land. We make this land acknowledgement in recognition of the Cow Creek Umpqua, the Onkala Kalapuya, and the Southern Malala and other tribes who have been forcibly displaced, yet who continue to live, lead, create, and belong here. May this acknowledgement move us toward repair, relationship, and right action. As Unitarian Universalists, we are diverse in faith. We think for ourselves, and we honor how our life experiences shape what each of us believe. Unitarian Universalism is its own faith tradition. We come from radical roots in a long history of people who sought a faith grounded in freedom, reason, and love. We're united, not because we all believe the same thing, but because we share a commitment to seek truth, practice compassion, and build a more just and loving world. Our practices differ, our languages for the holy differ, but the tradition we share is real, a faith shaped by history, by covenant, and by conscience and community. Announcements. Julianne has one, I know.
Good morning. The board has decided not to proceed with hiring a new minister at this time. Yeah.
Any other announcements? All right. Much appreciation today goes to our staff, Genevieve and Jake, our ushers, Diane and Jean, and greeters, Tammy and Teresa. Also thanks to Jen, who's going to be helping out on media today. In our community today, there are many children and adults, housed and unhoused, facing illness, hunger, and without shelter. Acting in compassion for those who are in need, our service to the larger community is to collect your donations of food and money for the Fish Food Pantry. Our church offering will be later in the service. Your contributions are greatly appreciated and will definitely be put to good use in our community. We light the chalice with these words, "Cherish Your Dreams" by Maureen Killeran. The poet Langston Hughes has written, Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. May this chalice flame challenge each of us to cherish our dreams, for all things worth doing begin in the courage and inspiration of a dream. And now let us say the words of our affirmation together, which can be found in your order of service. We come together to renew our spirits, to open our hearts, to remember the strength we find in community, and to shape a more just and loving world together. And now we have a song. It's number 1015. The words are on the screen. I guess you don't have books, but the words are on the screen, so hopefully that will work. I know I can. We now take a moment to hold what we're carrying into this day, the joys that have found us, and the worries, griefs, and longings that travel with us too. If you'd like to light a candle, you're invited to come forward and form a line to the left. When you share, please give your name, and please keep your words brief so that everyone has time and space in this circle of care.
All the stirrings
of time, talent, and treasure. Your support is what fuels our congregation's mission and keeps the flame of justice, community, and love burning brightly. If you're a visitor, please be our guest and let the basket pass you by. What is given now is received in appreciation of the support of our shared hopes and values. For the gifts we have received, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to expand our beloved community. And now we'll sing our response, "From You I Receive." Please remain standing to sing "Love Will Guide Us." The words will be on the screen for that one.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Jake Tranter. Jake was born in Desert Hot Springs, California, moved to Roseburg, Oregon, where he did much of his schooling. During school, he grew a passion for the performing arts and participated in various theater productions. After graduating from Roseburg High School in 2018, Jake went on to serve in the Army as an infantryman and was honorably discharged. Jake soon continued to pursue the arts and today owns a film production company called Spider King Studios, based here in Roseburg. Concurrent with his film work, Jake is also expanding his knowledge in other aspects of the performing arts he loves, such as music, vocals, and talent representation. Here at UCC, attending Sunday services, we know his work as our media director, and today we get to appreciate the broader range of Jake's many talents.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to start off with a little story. When I was a kid, there was absolutely no doubt that I knew what I was supposed to do. I was constantly putting on performances. I'd gather my parents, I'd gather my friends, and sometimes they were willing participants. Sometimes they weren't. I'd perform little comedy sketches. I'd play every character myself. I'd switch voices, personalities, accents. I'd put on magic shows. I was convinced I was going to amaze people. And then there were superheroes. I didn't just like superheroes, I was one. You know my superhero name? Jake Man. Yeah. Yeah. And for the record, Jake Man was the most powerful superhero in the entire world. That was an objective fact. Until one day, my brother looked at me and calmly said, "Well, I'm the most powerful superhero in the entire universe." Well, that completely ruined everything. I remember genuinely trying to find loopholes. Okay, maybe you're the strongest in the universe, but I'm the strongest in the history of forever. That'll get him. Children are incredible like that. They're imaginative. They don't care if their ideas make sense. They don't ask permission. They don't wonder if they're qualified. They simply become. Somewhere along the way, though, many of us stop. We stop pretending. We stop imagining. We stop creating, not because the desire disappears, but because someone convinced us that we were supposed to. I don't think our inner child ever leaves us. I think they simply get quieter. They're still sitting somewhere inside of us, watching, waiting. Every decision we make affects them. Every dream we abandon. Every creative impulse we ignore. Every time we tell ourselves, "That's silly," our younger self hears it. Imagine going back to that child who loved drawing or dancing or building forts or writing stories or pretending to be superheroes. Imagine kneeling beside them and saying, "You know that thing you absolutely love? Yeah, we're not doing that anymore." Why? Because we're adults and we don't have time. We have responsibilities, we have bills. We have to be productive. What would they say? I imagine my younger self would be just completely confused. But weren't we happier when we made things? There's something sacred about play. Not because play is productive, but because it reminds us we're alive. We've somehow convinced ourselves that even every hobby has to become a side hustle. Every talent has to become income. Every passion has to become measurable somehow. But why? Who made this rule? Sometimes painting is just painting. Writing is just writing. Singing is just singing. Sometimes baking bread or gardening, learning guitar, carving wood, taking photographs, or making the world's worst pottery is enough. Not because you're becoming famous, but because your soul needed to breathe for an hour. Or you needed that outlet, right? Our culture celebrates productivity, but our spirits often crave creativity. Those aren't always the same thing. I think that's why art matters so much. Art reminds us that being human isn't just surviving. It's about expressing, wandering, playing. It's about connecting. It's about saying, I was here, and maybe I saw beauty. I hear something heartbreaking all the time, mostly from older adults. It's too late. I'm too old. I missed my chance. Whenever someone says that, I always want to ask one question. Who told you that lie? Seriously, who told you that? Because history certainly didn't. Right? Clint Eastwood didn't direct his first film until he was 41. Ridley Scott, 40. Morgan Freeman wasn't truly recognized as a leading actor until his 50s. Grandma Moses didn't begin painting until she was in her late 70s after arthritis made embroidery difficult. She became one of America's most celebrated folk artists. Harlan Sanders was in his 60s before turning his fried chicken recipe into what became a global business. Frank McCourt won the Pulitzer Prize after publishing his first book at the age of 66. So success doesn't have an expiration date, neither does purpose. Even philosophy reminds us of this. The Stoics believed that every day offered another opportunity to practice virtue. The existentialists argued that meaning isn't discovered, it's created. And UU minister Forrester Church often spoke about finding meaning not in certainty, but in how we choose to live. The clock isn't your enemy. The story you tell yourself about the clock is. And so the lie isn't that you're too late. The lie is that someday, when life finally settles down, when the money is just right, the house is cleaner, work slows down, the kids move out. When you retire, then you'll finally become who you've always wanted to be. But life has a funny habit. Those perfect conditions never arrive. There will always be another reason to wait, another obstacle, another excuse. Perfection is a moving target. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll wait forever. I've been making films for about 10 years now. I didn't start with expensive cameras. I started with friends, an iPhone, and a zombie movie. And it was terrible. Objectively terrible. The acting, questionable. The special effects, let's just say we were ambitious. The editing, well, I was learning. But here's the thing, we made it. And we finished it. Nobody could ever take that away from us. Before that, When I was about 8 years old, I got a little Dell Mini laptop. And I came across Windows Movie Maker. I'd line up my action figures, take a picture from the laptop camera, move them a tiny bit, take another picture, move them again, and eventually they came alive. I had no clue what stop motion animation was. I thought I was inventing something. Turns out I was actually teaching myself filmmaking. I just didn't know it yet. Looking back now, that little kid wasn't wasting time. He was practicing. He was answering a call before he even had language for it. And today, I'm still making movies. I've made more than 20 short films. I'm working on my 6th feature film. Have I broken through? Not yet. Notice that word yet. But honestly, that's not why I do it. I love telling stories. I love watching people discover gifts that they didn't know they had. I love creating opportunities for artists. That's why I stayed here instead of moving to Hollywood. It would have been easier to chase someone else's dream. Instead, I wanted to help build something here, a place where creative people could belong. It's harder, absolutely. But harder doesn't mean wrong. And sometimes harder is the road that you actually find your way. Let's just put it that way. Not everyone here wants to direct movies like me. That's okay. Maybe your calling is quilting, or woodworking, or cooking, writing poetry, learning the piano, photography, bird watching, anyone? Restoring old cars, starting a community garden, or dancing in your living room where no one can see you. Maybe it's finally taking that class you've been putting off. Maybe it's volunteering somewhere your heart has been nudging you toward. Maybe it's simply making something beautiful that only you will ever see. It doesn't have to change the world. It only has to change you. Every act of creation is an act of hope. It says the world is worth adding something to. And I think that it's one of the most spiritual things we can do. So today, I want to leave you with one question. What has been calling your name? Not what should call your name, not what pays the bills, not what other people expect. What keeps quietly tapping you on the shoulder? What did you once love before someone convinced you it wasn't practical? What dream have you postponed because you thought you were too old? Or too inexperienced, or too late? Maybe, just maybe, that dream hasn't disappeared. Maybe it's been patiently waiting for you to answer, because the child inside you, the one who believed anything was possible, is still there, still hoping, still wondering, still dreaming. And I think they deserve to know that you haven't forgotten them. So this week, paint the picture. Write the poem, build the birdhouse, learn the instrument, start the business. Take that class, bake the bread, make the movie, sing loudly, dance boldly, create something. Not because you will become famous, not because it'll make you money, not because you are guaranteed success, but because something inside you has been whispering, please don't forget me. Listen. Trust it. And just do it.
Thanks, Jake. Responses? Oh, JC has one.
I can't believe this, Jake. I started reading a book today that looked into spiritualism and this and that and the other thing, and I was just kind of leafing through it. And I became the child who had these questions as I read this book, exactly as you have described it. And I have asked, and yes, I can borrow the book, and yes, I will read the whole thing, because every word I read, something else in my past stepped forward and said, see, I told you. See, we should have done that. See, this was a good thing. A weird experience. I'm amazed that I'm sitting here hearing you tell me about my experience.
Anyone else?
I just want to share with you, when I was little, I was constantly jumping off the couch and pretending I was Wonder Woman. It was great fun. And the other thing is, I have a very kind husband who doesn't roll his eyes when I say, hey, I've got an idea. He knows we're probably in for a ride on something.
At first I wasn't going to say anything, but then I thought about it a little bit. When I was young, I remember saying, I want to live my life. You know, I mean, we were poor as dirt. We lived in government housing projects. My playground was the Missouri River, which gave me some ideas about living my life. But from my senior years today, at 84, I've looked at that differently. And the words I would use today is a life well lived. And I think about my journey, and I think about that inner child, and I think about all the deep sea diving and snorkeling and taking a submarine down to the bottom of the ocean because she was fascinated. And I think about my bathtub room. There's nothing in there but a place to soak, and a wall filled with all the pictures that I've taken of things I saw under the ocean. And I think about jumping out of an airplane because I wanted to know what it felt like to free fall. And I think about all the places I've been and the things I have done. And I want to share with you that that all came from that child who wanted to live, just wanted to live, and certainly wanted to be more than the stupid, poor project kid that she got labeled with at a really young age. So I encourage all of you to, if you're not already, get well acquainted, because you're not 84 yet.
Anyone else? Thank you, Jake. Now we have a closing song. Please rise as you're able. The words will be on the screen for answering the call of love.
The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim. We are answering the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound. Corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim. We are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim. We are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
We extinguish the chalice with these words from Craig Rowland. As we extinguish this chalice flame, may the warmth of its light remain within us, guiding our steps and our hearts. Let us carry forward the strength of this community, the courage to speak truth, and the hope that transformation is possible. In each breath we take, may we remember that the work of love, justice, and healing is ours to continue, both here and beyond these walls. Go in peace with the light of this gathering to illuminate your way. Please join in our closing circle as we sing, Go Lift It Up.